does your blue line's personality dynamic change without Roman in it moving forward?
Yeah, you know, I don't know 100% for sure. We'll know more here. Guys are in right now, and we'll know more after they check in. We'll know more after Zeitz goes on the ice, but obviously March year Zeitz will play, and then whichever one's in, that's why you have 8, and that's why you acquire depth during the year, and they all played a lot this year, so I'm not very concerned that way. Obviously, real unfortunate situation for Roman. He's a good man. He's a great teammate, plays hard, competes hard. Unfortunate incident, and you know, real unfortunate for him and us. Thanks.
Coach, among the snapshots of overtime, Mitch Marner chasing down Ovechkin on that play, what does that say about his perseverance, but just the no-quit attitude of these young guys? Because it would have been easy just to let them go.
Well, I don't think it's easy to let him go. What I'd ask you, how would OV get behind us in overtime, would be a question I'd have, especially when we knew when he was coming out of the box there. But also, obviously, Mitch is a real good skater. We actually need Mitch to continue to skate and push like he can. He's a kid who can really fly, and we need him on the puck and skating all the time. So the more he skates, we talk a lot about that with Mitch. The more he forechecks, the more he tracks, the more he has the puck, and he wants to have the puck. So, you know, I thought it was good. He forced, and he still had to make a save, but he forced OV so he couldn't go either way, which was positive, and put him under some duress from behind.
Assuming you've had time to look at the game tape, did anything new jump out on the second viewing?
Yeah. You know, so what we'll do is, obviously, you know, we had a theme after game one, that a couple things we wanted to fix. You know, we viewed the game. Now we're viewing it again as a staff right now, and then we'll have a presentation for our players here later tonight.
Coach, it seems to be every year in the playoffs, it's role guys, depth guys that rise to the challenge. I guess first lines knock each other out, sort of thing. Are you comfortable with your depth players and your role players as we go forward?
Well, they've been real good, obviously. I mean, the first night, you know, their line in Beagle and Winnick and Wilson, they got the big goal for them in overtime. Ours last night got 2 goals for us, and they've done a real nice job for us. So Bo's been real strong in the face-off circle. Marty's obviously a presence, and Cappy can fly, and it's great for Cappy to be rewarded a little bit. That should lead to confidence, and he can become what he was in the American League and the National League over time. So you earn the right to feel good about yourself when you do good things. I mean, it's got to be a pretty good day for the kid today, I would think. You know, so now we just got to get it back focused and get ready to play and do the little things right.
Coach, Matt Hunwick is a guy that seems to have not gotten the amount of credit he deserves this year, and at times criticized.
He gets lots for me.
Oh, I know.
So
the idea is, so last night, over 30 minutes, does it really show the versatility and importance that he has on this blue line?
You know, he's obviously a real good player. I think a lot of our players that may not get as much credit, you know, outside in their perspective, get lots internally, and you know, that's where you want it from your teammates and your coaches and your management and that. And Honey's a key guy for us, wears an A for us, does things right every day on and off the ice, and that's why we brought him here, and that's what he's been able to provide. And he's a real stable guy, pays a price, breaks the puck out, blocks shots, had an unbelievable block against OV in game 1. Knows how to play, and you know he's going to bring it every day. He's a dependable guy.
Coach, Barry said the other day that you guys don't take any face-offs, you don't score any goals, but is there kind of a cat and mouse as this series goes on as far as strategically and making adjustments as coaches against each other?
Okay, I missed the first part. What did you say?
Barry said the other day that you as coaches, you guys aren't the ones on the ice making the plays, but is there a kind of a strategic cat and mouse as this series goes on between the two of you guys?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm not coaching against Trotzy per se. I'm just coaching my team to be the best they can possibly be. Now, I got a lot of respect for him. He's a good coach. He's done a real good job for a long time in our league and treats people and players right, which I think is important, and is a great ambassador for the National Hockey League. And saying that, he wants to win, and I want to win. So he's going to do what he has to do with his group, and I'm going to do what I have to do with my group. And in the end, we're going to go on and have a relationship like we do already, but that doesn't mean you both don't want to win.
you and some of the players talked about wanting to put more shots on goal after that first game. Did you feel like they were doing a better job taking advantage of opportunities they had around the net?
Yeah, no, in saying that, you still, when you go through the game, obviously there's lots of things you want to tweak and you want to be able to fix those things. You want to get the puck to the net all the time. You don't want to have any turnovers. Anytime you play 5 periods or whatever we did, or as much as there's going to be turnovers and there's going to be plays where you'd like to have back, and you're just trying to limit your errors the best you possibly can and make it as hard on the opposition as you possibly can.
Mike, in talking to a couple other coaches today, they pointed to how good your puck support has been through 2 games. And, when the Caps are on their game, they like to hem teams in and get their cycle going. How much have you preached that to it seems like you don't want to leave your guy out on an island when he's in that puck battle.
Well, obviously they're a big, talented team, and we're better as 5 together than we are all spread out all over the rink. So the problem with that is you got to skate, and you got to skate and skate and skate and skate. And so we didn't skate very good in the 3rd and 4th period in game 1, and it showed. So we have to skate good. So now we got to get recharged here today. Obviously, we got in at 3:30 last night. She's a late night, and lots of guys had ice time. But that's a great thing. I've been in tons of these series where played lots of overtime, and the great thing about it is you're playing at the greatest time of year. It's fun anyway. You'd be amazed at how much energy you have. So let's just keep on going.
What have you thought of Martin Marinchin's 2 games coming in cold as he has?
Well, I really like Marty. I think Marty's a real good player. I think sometimes he gets in his own way, but confidence is a thing that gets in his way sometimes. He's a talented guy. He might be our best penalty killer on our team. But you got to get in the lineup, and so when you don't, it's hard. But I thought all those guys, seeing him settled in last night. When you're going out there all the time, you got no choice. You just settle in and get playing, and I thought they did.
Mike, you've kind of given really tough minutes to both Morgan and Jake at times this year. What do you like about both of them that you can rely on them as much as you did, especially in these last 2 games?
Well, I think Rad's been as good as he's been since I got here the last 2 games. And like I said earlier, Jake had an unbelievable... the change in Jake in 2 years is just... It's incredible, but it's all confidence. He earned it. He trained in the summer. He worked at it. He's gotten better, and he feels good about himself. Some of the things he does sometimes, you shake your head a little bit. Like I say to DJ, already get those boys back in the barn like they're running all over the rink, and you don't know what they're doing, but they have the puck. So, they're playing with confidence. They're competitive. They want to win, and they're great people. They're easy to coach. They got a good attitude. They like to laugh. They don't mind a good tightening once in a while to get them back on track. They're good guys, and they're good players.
Mike, for those 2 guys who played 40-plus minutes the other night, is it a challenge at all? Are you worried at all about energy level the next game?
No, not much. I thought those 2 guys got better as the game went on, to tell you the truth. They'll get their rest here today, and, we got a good sports science program here. We'll get them looked after the best we can. We'll get ready to go again. Great thing about it is you're playing a team that they played too. And those guys skate easy. They glide. Some guys chug. They don't.
Any other questions, guys?
Not to sound flippant, but before you went into Washington, you talked a bit about if you're able to sneak out of there with a win, or maybe even 2, about something called the pucker factor. I'm wondering now that you've snuck out with 1 and really gave them a run in game 1, what do you think that might be even more in your factor coming home?
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say to you is that life is way easier when you don't feel any tightness and everything's going good and you tic-tac-toe. Sometimes when you get ahead in the games, you zip the puck around and it looks like the other team is standing still. And if you can keep it tight against a high-octane team like that, the puck doesn't move the same. And the game's tighter for them. And what I tried to say to you before, I've lived both situations. I've lived where you're the underdog and you're not supposed to win, and I've lived where you're the best team in hockey and you're supposed to win. And they're totally different. And people can tell you they're not. I've lived it. They're different. Believe me.